It's midnight and you're tuning into Nightline with me, Nurin Razmyn. The top stories. PM wants Lima 2025 to serve as platform for local companies to showcase innovation. And US and China agree to 90-day tariff cuts. Good morning. Now, in a major global breakthrough, the United States and China on Monday have agreed to remove the majority of tariffs imposed since April 2nd, following high-stake talks that could help resolve a trade war that had raised import duties to unprecedented levels. The agreement comes after both sides held trade talks in Geneva over the weekend. Now, starting on Wednesday, both countries will cut tariffs by 115%, a bigger move than expected. U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports will drop to 30%, while China will lower tariffs on U.S. goods to 10%, on top of some retaliatory levies imposed earlier on selected American goods. Both China and the U.S. also pledged to remove 91 percentage points of the April tariffs and suspend a further 24 percentage points for the next 90 days, with the 20% duties levied by U.S. President Donald Trump earlier this year in the name of stopping flows of the illegal drug fentanyl remaining in effect. Beijing has also agreed to pause or remove all non-tariff countermeasures imposed since April 2nd, including the addition of some U.S. firms to sanctions list and export controls on some critical minerals. Meanwhile, global markets surged on Monday as investors welcomed news of the U.S.-China tariff reprieve. In the U.S., Nasdaq futures jumped 3.7%, with the S&P 500 up 2.7% and the Dow gaining over 840 points or 2%. The U.S. dollar also strengthened. The ICE dollar index climbed 1.1% to 101.46 against a basket of major currencies. In Europe, the Pan-European Stock 600 rose around 1% during mid-morning trading. Oil prices also spiked as Brent crude was up 2.7%, while U.S. WTI futures rose nearly 3%, trading above $62 a barrel. Meanwhile, residents in China's financial hub Shanghai on Monday welcomed the deal agreed by China and the U.S. to temporarily slash the reciprocal tariffs. Some residents described the trade war as a lose-lose situation and said the reprieve was good news, while others expressed concerns about the uncertainty of what would happen after the 90-day period ended.
首先，这肯定算是一个好消息，就是至少事情是在往好的方向发展的。因为毕竟要考虑到，就是说中美这样子一直的进行的关税贸易战的话，对双方都是两败俱伤的，是没有好处的。那么，就对于老百姓生活来说的话，我觉得能够达成这样的一个协定，至少让我们看到在未来有。
然后同时还有一个问题就是90天以后，如果再重新启动的话，这个会对于整个市场产生一个非常大的一个这个信心预期的一个波动和不确定性。我认为一个政策不管它是采取或者是不实施。
Now back home, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim wants the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition Lima 2025 to serve as a platform for local companies to showcase innovation and break into international markets. He said the exhibition is also a strategic platform to strengthen technology and global cooperation. According to Anwar, the approach is crucial to ensure the continued rapid growth of the national defense and aerospace sectors through the active participation of high-potential local industry players. This was highlighted by his senior press secretary, Tengku Nasrul Abaidah, during the Prime Minister's office daily briefing on Monday. Anwar also stated that the exhibition reflects Malaysia's commitment to strengthening its position as a regional and global hub for maritime and aerospace technology.
Perdana Menteri menekankan bahawa 5 kali ini bukan sekadar pameran aset dan teknologi, tetapi medan strategik untuk membina kerjasama antara kerajaan, industri dan institusi pendidikan.
The Prime Minister also stressed that Lima is expected to be a catalyst for national economic growth through increased foreign direct investment while also boosting the tourism and international trade sectors. Anwar also welcomed the participation of exhibitors, investors and visitors from both within and outside the country to help make Lima 2025 one of the most significant additions in its history. In another development, the Prime Minister's official visit to Russia beginning Tuesday marks his second trip to the country in 8 months, a clear signal of Malaysia's intent to deepen strategic ties with the Kremlin. The visit comes amid shifting geopolitical currents as Malaysia positions itself more firmly on the global stage. Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan reports from Moscow.
Anwar is expected to arrive at Moscow's Vnukovo International Airport at 6 p.m. local time on Tuesday. He will then attend a dinner with around 100 members of the Malaysian diaspora in Russia, including students. On Wednesday, Anwar is scheduled to hold official talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin, as well as with his Russian counterpart Mikhail Mishustin at the House of Government. He will also attend a roundtable with Russian captains of industry in Moscow, followed by a series of one-on-one business meetings. As part of the visit, the Prime Minister will deliver a public lecture at the Moscow State Institute of International Relations, where he will be conferred an honorary doctorate. The second leg of the visit takes Anwar to Kazan, where he is scheduled to meet the Rais of Tatarstan, Rustam Minikhanov, and deliver a keynote address at the 16th International Economic Forum, Russia Islamic World, Kazan Forum 2025. This 4-day visit at the invitation of Russian President Vladimir Putin is not only crucial to strengthening bilateral and economic relations, but also to positioning Malaysia as a key partner in Russia's expanding engagement with the Islamic world. Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan for TV3, Moscow.
Malaysia has recorded a sharp increase in hand, foot and mouth disease, HFMD, with cases rising by 266% so far this year. According to the Health Ministry, MOH, a total of 99,601 cases have been recorded nationwide, compared with the 27,236 recorded during the same period last year. In a statement on Monday, MOH revealed that 10% of the recorded cases were related to outbreaks, while the remaining 90% were sporadic. Selangor recorded the highest number of infections with 27,118 cases, followed by Johor, Perak, Kelantan and Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya. Cumulatively, 2,649 HFMD outbreaks have been reported so far this year, a 98% increase compared to the 1,339 recorded during the same period in 2024. Of the total, 578 outbreaks occurred at childcare centers, 480 at kindergartens, 292 at nurseries, and 251 at preschools. No deaths linked to HFMD have been reported to date. The ministry also said that a total of 38,285 premises, including childcare centers, kindergartens, preschools, and homes, have been inspected nationwide, with 1,140 of them ordered to close under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Disease Act. Another 430 premises had closed voluntarily. Barisan Nasional (BN) will refine a proposal to form a grand coalition with Pakatan Harapan (PH) and Gabungan Rakyat Sabah (GRS) in preparation for the upcoming Sabah state election. Its chairman, Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, said the process will involve addressing and resolving any differences between the three coalitions to ensure a united front. The Deputy Prime Minister, who is also UMNO President, added that the issue of seat allocation among the parties involved will also need to be carefully considered.
Terutamanya untuk menentukan bahawa kursi-kursi yang akan kita tandingi tidak bertindih antara satu sama lain.
He said this to reporters after officiating the launch of the Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi Mara Junior Science College in Kepala Batas, Pulau Pinang on Monday. On Sunday, while in Tawau, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also PH chairman, stated that cooperation among the three coalitions for the Sabah state election is crucial to ensure political stability at both the national and state levels. He also clarified that discussions regarding the Grand Coalition are still ongoing and have yet to be finalized. This came after Unity Government Secretariat Chief Datuk Dr. Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki and PH Secretary General Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail confirmed in a joint statement last Saturday that PH and BN had reached a consensus to face the state election together. At another event, Zahid stated that Malaysia should reinforce its role as the regional halal hub by leveraging its ASEAN chairmanship in 2025. The Deputy Prime Minister, who is also Malaysian Halal Industry Development Council chairman, emphasized that the country must make full use of this opportunity to expand the reach of its halal industry across all ASEAN member nations, which collectively have a population of 600 million. According to Zahid, the effort must be intensified as currently only a few countries accept products certified with the halal certification issued by the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM. He noted that Malaysian products have yet to penetrate wider ASEAN markets due to insufficient marketing efforts, with the exception of a few countries that already recognize halal certified products.
Oleh kerana 600 juta adalah merupakan satu pasaran yang relatifnya besar untuk produk-produk halal Malaysia dipasarkan, maka usaha-usaha yang dilakukan oleh Madrid adalah jawapannya untuk menyebarluaskan pasaran di kalangan negara ASEAN.
He was speaking to the media after launching the Pulau Pinang Halal Industry Development Council in Seberang Jaya. In view of this, Zahid said he has proposed the establishment of an ASEAN Halal Council as well as the organization of an ASEAN Halal Forum this September as part of efforts to strengthen regional cooperation. Additionally, the Malaysia International Halal Showcase, MIHAS, which will be held in the same month, will also feature halal products and invite ASEAN industry players for business matching with potential importers. The King and Queen of Malaysia, His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim and Her Majesty Raja Zarith Sophia extended their Wesak Day greetings to the Buddhist community in the country. In a post on social media, Sultan Ibrahim said strong ties among Malaysia's various races are not only the foundation of national strength but also a pillar of unity. His Majesty also said that harmony is achieved through mutual respect and understanding. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim described Wesak Day as an important reminder, especially in upholding universal values. In his post, Anwar wrote that the celebration invites people of all races to embrace shared human dignity, while promoting sincere mutual respect among individuals in a diverse society. He also called on all parties to embrace this spirit in the interest of a harmonious and united nation while preserving the country's inclusive traditions and culture. Woman death in car accident. This and more from the local front after this breather.
Anda usahawan, pemilik bisnes atau produk? Jom ke Media Prima SME Open Day 14 dan 15 Mei ini. Temui personaliti Media Prima, pakar industri untuk tips menarik bagi meningkatkan bisnes anda ke tahap lebih tinggi melalui platform kami. Serta alami sendiri lawatan eksklusif dan pakej pengiklanan bersepadu kami dengan tawaran istimewa untuk anda. Semua ini percuma. Jangan tunggu lagi. Inbas kod tertera untuk mendaftar tempat anda. Jumpa nanti.
Hari Ahad malam lah paling best nak layan filem-filem blockbuster di TV3. Syarani! Cintan-cintun luar angkasa pun ada.
It's gonna be okay.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Berdebar tak berdebar ni? Layan filem-filem hebat Mei ini di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Kau tak payahlah tolak aku. Kau tak tahu nanti.
Aku tak tolak.
Dan, sampai bila kita nak buat kerja ni? Boleh kaya ke?
Syah, kalau kaya tu mudah. Dah ramai dah orang kaya, kau tahu.
Kerja buat apa? Ni aku nak buka bisnes kopi untuk kita ni.
Bisnes kopi?
Konsep bisnes kita ni mewah. Biji kopi tu sini kena rare.
Wow! Kopi dia memang kau, guys.
Aku ada allergic peanut butter, faham? Aku tu fikir apa kerja yang kita buat sekarang ni semua perangkap tu.
Kita kerja ke mana pun sama aja. Yang lainnya orang keliling kita.
Hidup you banyak tentangan bukan sebab nasib you kurang baik. Tapi perangai you macam...
Kopi, kafe ni bukan dunia aku dan bukan dunia kau juga. Encik Azmi bikin salah. Tapi kau tetap nak kejar kat cita-cita kau tu. Kau kejar.
Korang tak namakan lagi
Aku dah dapat idea dah ni. Nama kita...
Thanks for staying with us. In Johor, police are investigating the alleged assault of a band's vocalist by a group of individuals. The incident is believed to have taken place at a shopping complex in Johor Bahru last Saturday. Footage of the assault, which was captured on a closed-circuit television CCTV camera at the mall, is believed to have been posted by the band on their social media account. The post also included several photos of the victims' injuries. Johor Bahru South Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Raub Selamat said that the probe was initiated after they received information regarding the video. However, police have not received any formal reports from any party, including the victim or witnesses. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code and the Communications and Multimedia Act. The driver of a pickup truck involved in a collision with a motorcycle near the Duta Toll Plaza is expected to be charged on Tuesday. It is believed that the individual will be charged under the Road Transport Act for reckless and dangerous driving. Kuala Lumpur Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Zamzuri Muhammad Isa said police will first refer the investigation paper to the Deputy Public Prosecutor DPP. The suspect will then be brought to court to face charges once instructions are received from the DPP. Earlier, it was reported that the pickup truck driver had been remanded for another day to facilitate further investigations into the case, including allegations that the suspect was racing with other pickup trucks on the North-South Expressway near the Duta Toll Plaza prior to the crash. In the incident last Saturday, a motorcyclist and his wife were seriously injured after being thrown off their motorcycle when a pickup truck struck them on a highway. The woman, who was the pillion rider, is still unconscious and remains in the intensive care unit ICU at Sungai Buloh Hospital. In Kedah, a woman cheated death after her car veered off a steep slope and ended up on a beach in Langkawi on Monday. The 22-year-old hotel worker escaped the crash with only a sprained left wrist and a minor cut on her left knee. Langkawi Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Shariman Ashari said the incident occurred at around 11:35 a.m. at Pantai Pasir Hitam near Jalan Teluk Yu. He added that the victim was on her way to work in Pantai Kok when she lost control of her vehicle while negotiating a bend, causing it to crash down a 10-meter deep slope. The victim was then rescued by passerbyers and sent to the Sultanah Malihah Hospital for treatment. The accident is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. Also in Kedah, a 12-year-old boy who went missing while swimming in a river near the Teloi Kainan Felda settlement in Baling was found drowned on Monday. The body of Muhammad Akil Fitri Hishamuddin was spotted floating in the river about 700 meters from the spot where he was last seen during a search and rescue SAR operation at 1:31 p.m. Baling Fire and Rescue Station Chief Assistant Fire Superintendent Zulkhairi Mattanjil said the search covered a stretch ranging from 1 to 3 kilometers after initial surface search was conducted along the river. The SAR team initially faced difficulties in locating the victim due to the river's murky water. The boy's body was then taken to the Kulim Hospital Forensic Unit for post-mortem. Muhammad Akil was reported missing at about 4:16 p.m. on Sunday, shortly after he was last seen swimming in the river with his friends, prompting the SAR operation, which involved multiple agencies, including the Fire and Rescue Department, Police, Civil Defense Force, and local residents. Over a dozen killed after expired ammunition explodes during disposal. The details when Nightline returns.
Hari Ahad malam lah paling best nak layan filem-filem blockbuster di TV3. Syarat! Cintan-cintun luar angkasa pun ada.
It's gonna be okay.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Berdebar tak berdebar ni? Layan filem-filem hebat Mei ini di TV3 Blockbuster dan stream juga melalui Tonton. Terbaru di Tonton.
Ini kau sebelum minum kopi.
Ini apa ni? Dah. Kau yang pinjam duit Along, lepas tu sampai Along ni take over kita punya bisnes. Pahal.
Tak matang doh korang. Cuba minum brew secawan.
So plan korang nak operate mesin ni dalam van ni ke?
Bersyukurlah sikit. Kita bisnes start kecil-kecil lah dulu.
Kita bukan stres. Cuma perlu extra caffeine je. Barulah tak lemah, lesu, lebiu.
Muat turun dan layan Tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Kerja kita belum selesai.
Dia dengan anak muda yang lebih cenderung kepada teknologi terkini kan.
Pada awalnya saya nak perlukan orang yang legend yang boleh memberi kata semangatlah kepada anak-anak muda.
Kita dah ada department effect, yang mana department effect tu dia boleh generatekan effect tu dalam dunia 3D.
Ada interaction yang banyak dengan audience, so audience akan lagi seronok.
Actually peminat-peminat Agent Ali akan suka sebab lama juga dia orang tunggu kan.
Welcome back. At least 13 people have died in a blast during the disposal of expired military ammunition in Indonesia's West Java on Monday, marking the second such incident involving expired ammunition in the country in just over a year. Authorities said the explosion occurred at around 9:30 a.m. local time in the remote area of Garut district, where the Indonesian Army regularly disposes of unserviceable munitions. They confirmed that 9 of the victims were civilians, while 4 were military personnel. All victims were evacuated from the site and taken to Pemiokpok Hospital for post-mortem examinations. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of the blast, while authorities continue to secure and clear the area amid concerns that more explosives may still be present. Over in the Philippines, early results are trickling in from Monday's midterm elections, dominated by a growing feud between the country's 2 biggest political dynasties. According to early unofficial tallies, allies of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. are on track to win at least half of the 12 available Senate seats. His candidates are locked in a high-stakes battle against those backed by Vice President Sara Duterte, the daughter of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Over 18,000 posts are in the line, including the entire 317-member House, hundreds of mayors, governors, and city councillors. This election could shift the Philippine political landscape for years to come as both families fight for survival and influence. Now, a major turning point in Turkey, where the outlawed Kurdish group, the PKK, has announced plans to disband on Monday, potentially bringing an end to a conflict that has lasted for nearly 4 decades and claimed tens of thousands of lives. In a statement, the group said that it will begin a phased withdrawal of its fighters and shift toward political engagement. Ankara has welcomed the move cautiously, with officials calling it a step in the right direction but urging verifiable action. The disbandment could open the door to long-delayed peace and reconciliation efforts in the country's southeast. Meanwhile, President Erdogan is expected to make a statement later this week. Switching to sports now, the 2025 Sepak Takraw Asian Cup in Kuala Lumpur. National Quadrant team made history by claiming the prestigious title with a 2-0 win over Japan in the final at the Titiwangsa Stadium on Monday. Playing at the sport's spiritual home, the team led by head coach Muhammad Zulkarnain Muhammad Arif started strongly, surging to a 5-love lead before sealing the first set 15-8. Powered by the sharp attacks of Muhammad Afifuddin Muhammad Razali, Muhammad Shaharil Aiman Halim, Amirul Zazwan Amir, and Nur Faizul Abdul Razak. The second set was more closely contested, with Japan drawing level at 6-all. However, the national team quickly regained control, capitalizing on errors and tightening their defense to wrap up the set 15-11 and secure the 2-0 victory in 38 minutes. The win marks a proud moment for Malaysia, confirming the national team's status as a rising force in Asian Sepak Takraw and providing redemption after their earlier World Cup setback in India. Turning to squash, the World Championships, top national players Ng Ian Yao and S. Sivasangari continued their march at the prestige tournament in Chicago after making it to the third round on Sunday, while 2 other Malaysian women's representatives ended their campaigns in the second round. In the men's category, world number 10 Ian Yao made quick work of world number 58 Muhammad Asim Khan of Pakistan, winning 11-4, 11-2, 11-4 in just 32 minutes at the University Club of Chicago. The third round will see Ian Yao take on world number 1 Mustafa Asal of Egypt, whom he has only beaten once in 3 previous encounters. In the women's category, world number 9 Sivasangari overcame Egypt's world number 17 Sana Ibrahim 11-4, 11-6, 5-11, 11-5 in 41 minutes. Sivasangari, the reigning Asian champion, will next face world number 8 Amanda Sotheby of the United States on Tuesday for a spot in the quarterfinals. Malaysia, however, missed the opportunity to secure 2 more spots in the third round after Ira Azman fell 3-0 to Salma Hani and Rachel Arnold was defeated 1-3 by Olivia Weaver. Moving on to esports, Selangor Red Giants, SRGOG and Homeboys have secured their playoff spots with 3 matches remaining after Week 4 on Sunday in Season 15 of the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League Malaysia. SRG.OG lived up to expectations against the JP Niners, dominating Game 1 and wrapping up the game in just 14 minutes. The Niners tried to bounce back in the second game, but SRG.OG's Innocent sealed it with Granger earning his second Savage of the season and securing his team's playoff spot with a 2-0 series win. Meanwhile, Homeboys showed their class against Team Vamos by taking Game 1 after an 18-minute battle thanks to a solid performance by Adam Hamidun or Mel QT using Harith. He continued to lead the charge in Game 2, this time with Irithel guiding Homeboys to a 2-0 victory in just 17 minutes. The results mean both teams remain unbeaten and are tied at the top of the regular season standings, each with 17 points. With that, all eyes turn to the highly anticipated top-of-the-table clash between SRG.OG and Homeboys on May 17th, a match that will determine the top seed for the playoffs. And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as photos taken by Palestinian photojournalists were displayed in an exhibition in Cairo, which included works by 10 Gaza photographers who told stories related to displacement, hunger, life and death through their lens. With that, I'm Nurin Razmyn. Thank you for watching and stay safe.